never forget finding my best friend.
I'll never forget my favorite teacher.
I'll never forget discovering my school library.
I'll never forget how I gained my confidence.
I'll never forget the day the barriers were removed.
I'll never forget being part of a winning team.
I will never forget the opportunities given to me.
I'll never forget where my future started.
Good evening and welcome to our transition evening this evening. I want to take this opportunity to introduce myself to you. My name is Lisa Float and I'm going to be the new principal here at the Brunts Academy from when you start in September. What I want to do first of all though is just outline the logistics of tonight's event. In terms of communication, any queries or questions that you might have from tonight's live event, can you please email through to our transition email so that we can then follow those queries up in our tutor evenings, which we've got coming up. And we'll explain a little bit more about that as we go through the session this evening. So as I've said, just like you, I am going to be new as well here with you on this journey. So here at the Brunts Academy, our vision is to ensure that every single child at this school has choices, so that when they leave here, they are prepared with the skills, with the knowledge that they need to achieve their full potential, so that they can go on to be successful and enjoy life. Now, to allow our students to do that, we have our core values. And as you can see, our core values revolve around 5 key values: ambition, integrity, inclusivity, endeavour, and resilience. And we expect every single one of our students to be demonstrating those values at every single opportunity to ensure that by doing and living and breathing our values, that actually when they leave here, nothing is impossible to them, which is our motto here at the Brunts Academy. Now, just in terms of giving you a little bit of an idea about what we're all about here at the Brunts, I want to tell you first of all that we're not just about academic success. We're about developing the whole child. Everything we do here at the Brunts is to ensure that our students have choices. So we're not just about exams. Yes, they're important and we want our students to achieve well and go on to be successful, but it's also about developing the whole child through cultural experiences, through sporting activities, through an extracurricular curriculum that we have in place here at the Brunts. All of those things will develop the child as a whole, and we want to reassure you that that's what we're about here at the Brunts Academy. In terms of our curriculum is designed so that our values run through our curriculum, so that our students have the opportunity to develop those knowledge and skills, have those experiences, so that they can take all of that and go on to do amazing, great things, to change the world, as I say. We're committed to every single student, no matter what their starting point, that they will go on to achieve excellence. And that's what we are here to do for you and your child. We're also about developing values through our curriculum around tutor programs and making sure that we are living and breathing our core values in things like our behaviour, as well as developing knowledge and skills so that our students embed those 5 core values, because we know that's what makes a difference to them when they leave here. In terms of achievement and recognition of rewards, we are about celebrating excellence here at the Brunt's Academy. And I want to take you through a couple of rewards and recognitions that we do to really signpost our excellence and demonstrating that excellence. So just to give you a bit of an idea, so you can see on the screen that we've got our planner. Our planner has in it a sticker section, and our sticker sections, each lesson, the teacher will recognise whether or not students have demonstrated our core values. It could be ambition, for example. It could be resilience, not giving up, even though the activity might be challenging to them. And we really recognise when our students are demonstrating our core values. In addition to that, we also have our badges, and we're absolutely proud to say that our students walk around this school with their badges very clearly showing on their blazers to celebrate that success. And we have a variety of different badges. So for example, you'll see in the picture, one of the students there has got their badge on to demonstrate the fact that they've been recognised for exceeding and going above and beyond in demonstrating the work and excellence towards targets, for example, and they will get a subject-specific badge, which they will wear proudly. And when you get the opportunity to be around the school, you will see that our students wear that with pride and show off really those badges. On top of that, we then have our Schoolosaurus badge. 3 are awarded per year group, each half term, and there's usually a half-term assembly, which I will lead, and you will then get a celebration letter to say fantastic work. So you'll have that recognition for taking it even further. So we do that 3 times per year group per half term. And finally, the last thing I want to really sort of talk to you about is, as parents, you'll want to know how it is we are in fact reviewing students in terms of their progress. So when you take books home, you will see the fact that staff will always write targets in red pen, and we expect our students to then respond to those targets in green pen. And each half term, there will be what we call a deep dived marked piece of work, which will allow our students to be set specific targets, bespoke targets, so that they can then use that to make progress. And we'll have that one piece each half term so that you can see exactly what it is that you need to do in order to improve and make progress in that specific subject. Now, all that's really left for me to say is I'm really excited about actually meeting you all, and Miss will explain a little bit about our transition day, but I'm excited about the new start in terms of not only me as a new headship, but with you, and I'm excited about that journey. So I'm going to pass over now to Mrs. Duffy, who is the Year 7 lead. I'm going to pass over and she's going to explain a little bit about our pastoral system.
Thank you, Miss. Good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Duffy, and I will be your child's head of year in September. Okay, so I have had an opportunity already to go out and meet some of our students in person, which has been great. Hopefully over the coming weeks, I'll either get to meet the rest in person or virtually, but that will be coming up. So a little bit about what my role is here in the Academy. So I want to make sure that we raise the standards of every single student, making sure that they are exceeding the high expectations that are set before them. I will work with a team of tutors to make sure that they too are monitoring progress, making sure we pick up on any areas that may need improvement so we can work together. I'll be there to provide support and guidance as and when it is needed throughout the year. So we're just going to go through a few different aspects of things that will be coming your way. So the first one we've got is the homeschool agreement. Now this is basically a partnership, okay, and that's a partnership between us as a school, our students, and you, the parents at home, okay? And as you'll see on that list there, there's some ways in which that you can support us by making sure that we're all working together to get the absolute best out of every single student, okay? Now this form, it will be available with some other forms that we'll talk about later online, but basically you can see our commitment to our students and what we will give to them, and by working together, we will all make sure that we get excellent standards from everybody. Now, uniform, we have amazingly high expectations on uniform. We want all of our students to be super proud of the uniform that they wear, okay? Some of it is absolutely has to be worn by every student. So the green blazer, the Brunts tie, a white shirt, black tailored trousers, they have to be worn by every single student, okay? The one that I really do want to highlight to you is the shoes, okay? Now, it is really important that these are proper school shoes. So something that you would wear to a formal occasion, not a black trainer, not a pump or a canvas shoe. It needs to be a proper school shoe, okay? You will also see there are a list of things that aren't permitted at the academy, but I know that we don't have many students who want to push those boundaries, but there is a list there to make it really clear of what our expectations are. And obviously there is the information of where the uniform can be purchased from for these specific items. We just want all our students to feel fantastic in their uniform every single day. The PE kit, you'll notice there's a polo shirt and a jumper, so they are compulsory items on the PE kit. There is a rugby shirt which is optional if you would prefer to wear that in perhaps the colder weather. The other items on there, so black shorts, the socks dependent on the weather, a suitable pair of trainers that can be worn to complete physical activity in, and then again in the less nice weather we can wear some tracksuit bottoms or a waterproof jacket as and when needed. Now, at the Brunts Academy, we demand excellence from all of our students, okay? And we outline this in the Brunts Academy way. So we want all of our students to be prepared to learn every single day. So that means arriving to school on time and also arriving to your lessons on time, making sure that you are there so you're not missing out on any important learning. Wearing the school uniform correctly at all times, so all around the site at break times, lunches, always wearing the uniform as it's expected, and making sure that if there is subject specific equipment that you have it with you when it is needed. Okay, we want to make sure that the behaviour is always absolutely on point. Okay, so following instructions at all times, so in lessons, out of lessons, and making sure we don't disturb the learning of others. That is really important, because we don't want anybody being distracted and losing focus and then disturbing others. It is important that at all times all students are working hard and showing that resilience to keep going. We know it's tough sometimes, some subjects aren't that easy for everybody, but we just have to keep going and making sure that we are working our absolute hardest at all times. When students aren't in lessons, we expect them to show respect to everybody and the environment, so not dropping litter, making sure they're looking after each other where they can. And I want to just touch on the fact of mobile phones. So on site it is a no mobile phone policy. Now I know that some students might need access to a mobile phone either before or after school, and that's absolutely fine. But what we ask is that by the time students arrive at the gate in the morning, that it is turned off completely and it is put somewhere safe. And that is the responsibility of students, okay? That's absolutely fine. Then when they leave the gate at the end of the day, it can go back on, they can phone you, you can come and pick them up, whatever it is they need to arrange. But on site, it is a no mobile phone policy. And if phones are seen, then they will be taken off students. So once students leave our site at the end of the day, we do expect them to keep upholding our values and demonstrating, that they know how to behave, being polite and being sensible and safe at all times. So the tutor. The tutor basically is your first port of call. So if you've got any queries, any problems, if there's something you think that school needs to know about, then the person to get in contact with is definitely the tutor, okay? They will be able to build up a whole picture of your child, because they'll get to chat with them every morning for 25 minutes, they'll get to find out what they did at the weekend, but they'll also get the information from their subject teachers. So how well they're doing in maths, are they having any issues anywhere that they might need support with? They'll be able to obviously then feed that back to me, and we can put things in place to make sure everybody is going in the right direction, and they will be seen every single day. So definitely make a note when you find out who your child's tutor is, because they are your first port of call for any problems. So what have we been doing so far? So as I said, I have been and managed to see some students already. I have met with every single year 6 teacher or head teacher from all the primary schools to get a little bit of background information on your child. Now this basically just helps us make it a smooth transition process. So we try and find out what they're liking, what they're not liking, what do they flourish at, what are they struggling with, and that just gives us an idea of how to help them through the transition. So there will be more actual visits to the children later this week, and I've got some virtual ones planned as well. Then we have also got tutor postcards. So later this week, you should receive in the post a postcard from your child's tutor. So this is the first time that they will find out who their tutor is going to be in September. So really exciting. It will be a welcome from the tutor, and that is who will then be meeting the child on the tutor evenings in a couple of weeks. You will hopefully later this week all receive a transition pack as well. Now there is a booklet in there, and there is lots and lots of information, all the things that we're talking about tonight, all the things that I've discussed with the students on the other visits. So if you're not sure about anything, please do have a look through the booklet, because it will probably answer the question in there. There will also be a small gift from us as a welcome to the Academy. So just enjoy having a look through those. And if there is any questions, then please do get in touch with us. Again, you could go to the website if there's anything you think you might be missing. There's lots and lots of information on there. So all the dates for our upcoming events are on the website. There is a virtual tour of the site, which you can obviously take. Shows you where everything is if you want to, get used to the site, have a look around where things are. Fantastic. There's lots of different videos from all the different subject areas. So again, you can start having a look at what things you might be getting into in September and who the teachers might be. There's again all the information about uniform, attendance, and then there are some bridging activities which will go on later, probably just before the summer holidays, which will give you a flavour of maybe some of the learning that can be expected when students arrive in September. So what's coming up? As we've said, the tutor evenings, so 2 weeks today is the first one on the 5th of July. So that is the first time you will obviously get to physically meet the tutor. And then obviously the following week, there'll be a second one. Now, I would just like to really point out, it is really important that when you log into those Zoom meetings that you use the same email address that you used for the application to Brunt's, okay? And the reason for that is because unlike this meeting where everybody is all together, for those, everybody then gets separated into different meeting rooms, so they can obviously just be with their specific tutor. So it's really important that you use that email when you log in. Any problems, do just let us know. Transition day. So we have a current plan in place. Obviously, this is going to be subject to change. We still want to obviously welcome students on site in their primary school bubbles, so they can obviously have a good look around, get used to where they're coming, and that will be on the 9th of July. We obviously have to be mindful that things may change over the coming weeks that might not be able to go ahead. So we are currently liaising with all of our primary schools so we can come to a solution that is, it works for everybody. So before September, as I said, there will be bridging activities that will go live on the website. So you can go through these in your own time, maybe do them in the summer holidays, have a good look round. There'll be stuff to print off, things to fill in. You can do as much or as little as you want to, have a good look around. Have a look across the whole website. There's lots of information on there about the Brunt's as a whole school, so have a good look around and see what information you can find out. In the packs that you will receive later this week, there is a steps to success, just basically giving you some pointers so you are ready for the first day, so you are best prepared. So the first day. Wednesday, the 1st of September will be the first day at school, okay? Students must arrive at 8:20, and that is to the gate on Bath Lane. Okay, so if you're not sure, maybe come and have a look beforehand. It is the long driveway with the turning circle at the top, okay? That is where Year 7 will start and end every single day, okay? They will leave the site at 2:25 and again, they will leave out the same gate, so if you are collecting, there is a lay-by for you to pull up into. Please, I would just ask, don't park all over the yellow lines. There is a bay for you to pull into, so just wait until another vehicle moves out of the way and then you can replace them. There will be staff all over the place, all wearing high-vis vests, so there will be lots of people there. So students just need to make sure they are there for 8:20 in full uniform and obviously wearing a mask if still relevant at that point. So once they've arrived at 8:20, they will then be taken over to the sports hall. They will be working in their tutor groups for the first few weeks of term. And the reason for that is obviously in the absence of any SATs results, we need to do our own testing on site to make sure we get students in the right groupings for their subjects. So that will be done in the first few weeks. So they will go around doing lessons, but it will be based as their tutor groups initially until we've got all the groups finalised and we can send people off in their relevant teaching groups. So I think we had some questions sent in. So we've got a bit about planners. I think somebody sent a question about planners. So all students will receive a planner on their first day. Now this is designed so students can be super organised. They can record their homework down. You can see what their homework is at home, when it's got to be in. So if you need to be checking up on them and making sure they're doing it, that's fantastic. If there's anything going on at school, so if there's a special event going on that they may be part of, again, that can be written in there so they don't forget. All of their achievement points and any rewards, again, will be recorded in the planner. And the key one, for the first few weeks, there is a map of the school. So if they're ever unsure when they're walking around, they can just get their planner out and have a look where they need to be. Homework, there was a question about homework sent in. So we do expect our students to do homework. This will vary from one week to another of what is actually asked of them, depending on the subjects and what they're doing at that point in the curriculum. But it's delivered in several different ways. Sometimes it is knowledge organisers that are used, but again, homework should be recorded in the planner, should be given a date to be handed in, and then we expect students to make sure it's done on time. Now, I know many of you probably before have used some form of app to communicate with primary schools. We are no different, so we have WeDuck. You will get more information on this. You can download the app. There will be some different forms to complete and fill in with information, but basically you will receive all information through this app. So it's really good because everything's in one place, really simple, nice and easy to follow. If you do have any problems, there is an email obviously where you can get in touch and let us know if you have any issues logging in. So there will be a series of forms that will need to be completed. Okay, now these are collecting information from you so we can prepare for September. Now, I have been advised that when you go in to complete them, sometimes it looks like it's just kicked you out, but if you've submitted them, it doesn't actually come up and acknowledge you have submitted them. But fear not, they have been submitted and it has been recorded. So it sometimes looks a bit of an abrupt end, but that is correct and your forms will have been submitted. The home school agreement that we spoke about earlier, that will be on there as one of the forms to be completed. Squid accounts, I know again lots of schools already use Squid. One thing to make you aware of is that your Squid account won't continue forward from primary school, so it will be a completely new account. Okay, the codes will be sent out, I think it will be the last week of this term, so not until July, but you will be sent out a letter with a code on for you to go on and set up a new account. We haven't got a way of transferring them over, so it's just easy enough to do a new one for everybody. But we're basically completely cashless, both for catering and for trips. So if your child wants some food at break or at lunch, they will get a card and then we'll use that to pay. And then there's a variety of different ways that can be topped up. Same with trips. So if anything needs paying for a trip, it's done through the Squid account, just because it makes it nice and easy for everybody involved. Extracurricular activities. So I think we're going to watch a short video about some extracurricular activities that we have available for all of our students.